स्पॉटलाइट योरसेल्फ तुम्हारी से आपको स्पॉटलाइट कर दो.
Am I visible? Hello, everyone. So, here we are starting with our yoga camp on stress management. So, I warmly welcome you all on behalf of Aarambh Yoga for this 5-day online stress management yoga camp. So, let us first start with the prayer, joining our hands together. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Om, may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, here, let us start with the yoga camp today. Let me introduce first to the Aarambh Yoga Institute. Aarambh Yoga Institute is accredited by Yoga Certificate Board YCB, Ministry of AYUSH, Government of India. It is an ISO certified institute for the international standard that specifies requirements for a quality management system, and it is running as an educational wing of Aarambh Yoga Foundation, a public charitable trust registered under Bombay Charitable Trust Act. We work to enlighten the world, especially young aspirants, with quality education, training, and guidance in yoga teaching profession, and introduce to them to the real essence of yoga and benefits of introducing and applying yogic practices to their lifestyle, resulting in an improved life balance of an individual, hence turning up to a better society. Hi, my name is Suhasini Basa. I have been getting trained in yoga from past a year. I have completed my yoga instructor level 1 from Yoga Certification Board YCB Ayush Ministry Government of India, and currently I am pursuing level 3 and 4 in the Aarambh Yoga Institute. So before getting into yoga, I have been working into IT industry for almost 16 years, and I'm also certified as the Ayurvedic nutritionist. So let's jump into our today's session. So before getting into the session, let me give you a glimpse of what we are going to cover as part of this 5-day yoga camp. So this yoga camp would be online and it will be 5 days yoga camp. Today's session will be more of a theory and also will be providing you the glimpse of the next 4 days. We are going to cover Sukshma Vyayam, Surya Namaskar, Asanas, Pranayam, Mudra, Bandha, Shatkriya, and meditation as part of this 5 days camp. You shall be given a feedback form at the end of the each day. Your feedback is very crucial to us, so please don't miss it. So let us jump into the stress management. We all know we are stressed throughout the day. There can be many reasons for it, but do we actually know what is stress, because we have been using it so loosely in today's life कि हमें पता ही नहीं है कि stress actually क्या है. So let us get in deep dive into this. Stress can be defined as a degree to which we feel overwhelmed or unable to cope up as a result of unmanageable pressure. It means जो भी हमारे दिन में चीजें होती है अपने आसपास, if we are able to feel and cope up with it, it means we are able to manage our stress. If not, अगर हमें दिखती है कि हमारी जो चीजें हैं हाथ से फिसलती जा रही है, we are not able to manage it, then it means yes, we are stressed. But stress can mean different things to different people. जो चीज मुझे स्ट्रेसफुल लग सकती है, जो सिचुएशन मुझे स्ट्रेसफुल लग सकती है, not necessary it is stressful for each and everyone. So what causes stress to one person could be of a little concern to someone else. Some people can handle stress better than others. It all depends upon how strong you are mentally. There are two types of stress. One is the good stress, which is known as eustress, and one is a bad stress, which we can term it as a distress. Now, let us understand how this stress affects us. We are naturally equipped to handle small doses of stress. Thoda bahut is okay for us, right? Good stress, it's very short term and it inspires and motivates you. Focus your energy and enhance performance. For example, in childhood, we were having picnic, right? So picnic के एक दिन पहले, we used to have a good stress. We didn't sleep for that particular night because we were excited about the upcoming day where we are going to enjoy with our friends during the picnic. So that is a good stress which excites you, motivates you, right? Bad stress, however, is that kind of the stress which wears you out, leaves you in jittery and is harmful for your health. We are not equipped to handle long term chronic stress. For example, a 6 month project, your boss handles it to you saying कि 2 महीने में complete करना है. So you are stressed and you're stressed for overall of those 2 months, which is a long and a prolonged chronic stress. And when we do experience physical, mental, or behavior consequences, fatigue, lack of focus and clarity, and emotional exhaustion happens. Stress can affect all aspects of your life, including your emotions, behaviors, thinking ability, and physical health. And expression of stress can vary from one person to another. For example, some we have seen I'll give you a real life example. We have all seen कि in Mumbai locals, it so happens कि सुबह सुबह झगड़े हो जाते हैं, छोटा सा धक्का भी लग जाता. But why that does that happen? Because you carry that stress since morning of तैयारी करनी है, we need to go for the office or whatever work you have. That stress builds up and that shows up, you know as an emotional exhaustion. So let us understand how the growth of stress happens in our body. So here you can see how it affects the how stress levels can affect the performance. Like when there is an initial growth of stress, here you can see that it is a too little stress here, and you are inactive because it is not giving you that push, and you are not motivated to do anything, so your performance is hardly there. And when the stress levels keep on increasing, at that time you feel motivated. हमें लगता है कि ओके चलो अभी इसमें कुछ कर सकते हैं, आगे बढ़ते हैं. And then when there is a peak here, as you see this, when you enter into the optimum level of stress, you tend to give your best performance. So here we call it as the good stress. This optimum stress is actually the good stress, जहाँ पे आप तरक्की करते हैं, जहाँ पे आप खुशी से रहते हैं, you feel that sense of achievement, and you are not stressed because at the end of the day you feel you have achieved whatever you wanted to do for that particular day and you feel good about it. एंड जब रात को भी हम सोते हैं उस वक्त चैन की नींद आती है बिकॉज यू फील हाँ आज का दिन सफल रहा. बट व्हेन यू कीप ऑन डूइंग दैट एंड you don't pay attention to the stress which is getting accumulated in your body, you tend to enter into the area of fatigue, where you keep on starting getting the fatigue, and it becomes too much stressful for you. Like you keep on, if we talk about a workplace, you're working and आप काफी अच्छा कर रहे हो, and when जब कोई भी अच्छा करता है, people tend to burden them with more work, so pushing their limits so that they can deliver more. But if we are taking up more than what we can handle, so we are ought to fill up the cup and cup will overflow, right? So that is the point when the exhaustion enters into our body, which is too much stress, and we can't handle it. So why does this happen? It can be due to many reasons, that we want to achieve more, but we are not ready for it. It can be not only at the workplace, also at home. The responsibilities which we keep on taking up can be exhaustive, but if we don't speak about it with anyone, we are tend to have a fall. So then after this exhaustion, this is the peak time where we can still revert back and get into the optimum level of stress, which uh, can be doable much easily. And जब हम आगे उसमें ही और आगे चलते जाते हैं, we get into a burnout state where हमारा स्ट्रेस इतना बढ़ चुका होता है that we keep on getting the anxiety attack, we get panic attacks. हमें बहुत ज्यादा गुस्सा आता है जो हम कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते हैं, एंड हमें खुद को नहीं पता होता है कि why we are being so angry with small petty issues, right? So what, and ultimately you end up with breakdown, you get into depression, and all those nasty things keep on happening to us. हम बाहर निकलना भी बंद कर देते हैं किसी वक्त पे. So let us deep dive more into why this stress actually is still an issue. Yeah. So let us here understand how it happens in our body, inside. So when anything happens to our thoughts, we get into stress. So brain में जो pituitary gland होता है, we I believe we all know what is pituitary gland. It is a small gland, a pea-sized gland which is situated in our brain, जो बहुत सारे hormones secrete करता है हमारे body के लिए. This pituitary gland secretes one hormone which is known as adrenocorticotropic hormone और ACTH, जो काम करता है जाके अपने हमारे एड्रिनल ग्लैंड्स में. एड्रिनल ग्लैंड is also one of the gland which secretes few hormones, and it is situated above our kidneys. And this adrenal gland, based on ACTH which it has received, it secretes two hormones which are two stress hormones. One is adrenal and second is cortisol. Now these both, cortisol as well as adrenal, get into our bloodstream, and from because blood flows throughout our body, it goes to liver and liver converts your glycogen to glucose. It increases your blood pressure. हमें स्वेटिंग होना शुरू होता है बिकॉज वी आर नाउ स्ट्रेस्ड. हमारा ब्रीदिंग जो है, श्वास प्रश्वास की जो प्रक्रिया है, इट बिकम्स वेरी फास्ट. योर हार्ट रेट बिकम वेरी फास्ट. हमें ठीक से दिखाई नहीं देता है. हमारा डाइजेशन स्लो होता है. Let us deep dive more into what all areas our stress can affect us. So, if we talk about skin, it changes the skin texture, loss of skin tone, loss of moisture, thinning, and more delicate skin. आपने देखा होगा जब स्ट्रेस बढ़ता है तो आपके शरीर में खुजली होना शुरू होता है, रैशेस शुरू होता है, जिसे कोई कोई ये भी कहते हैं कि पित्त बढ़ गया है. So that is due to stress. इम्यून सिस्टम जो है आपका बहुत कमजोर हो जाता है. यू टेंड टू गेट मोर ऑफ कोल्ड, कफ एंड फीवर, वायरल इन्फेक्शंस, फ्लू. आपका हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस हो जाता है ड्यू टू द इंक्रीज कॉर्टिसोल, एंड यू टेंड टू गेट the hormonal issues like your diabetes, thyroid, PCOD, just to name a few. एंड आपके बोन्स कमजोर होते हैं बिकॉज आपका जो भी एनर्जी है, इट इज ऑल गोइंग टू मैनेज, इट इज गेटिंग इनटू मैनेजिंग योर स्ट्रेस. सो बोन्स जो है वो वीक हो जाते हैं. Also because your thyroid hormone is not working, it also affects the calcium absorption in the body. आपका ब्रेन जो है वो हर वक्त फटीग, आप थके हुए ही रहते हैं, कंसंट्रेशन नहीं होता है, किसी चीज में दिलचस्पी नहीं लगती है, यू फील ऑल द टाइम एग्जॉस्टेड. आपका हार्ट रेट बढ़ता है, सो आपका ब्लड प्रेशर भी बढ़ता है उसके साथ साथ. गट हेल्थ, आपका जो पेट में गट माइक्रोब है, जो बैक्टीरिया है, अच्छा बैक्टीरिया है, इट स्टार्ट्स गेटिंग डिप्लीटेड, वो खत्म होना शुरू कर देता है. बिकॉज उसको सही, बिकॉज हमारा डाइजेशन ठीक तरह से ना होते हुए उस बैक्टीरिया को खाना ही नहीं मिलता, एंड इट्स कीप ऑन डिप्लीटिंग, वो खत्म होना शुरू हो जाता है. and then you get all those digestive issues like you get flatulence, gassy, bloating, indigestion, acidity, and all those things. आपका मसल्स भी जो है वो वीक होना शुरू होता है, एंड यू टेंड टू ब्रेक डाउन योर मसल्स. नाउ ये हमने बॉडी पे देख लिया, बट स्ट्रेस डज नॉट इफेक्ट ओनली ऑन द बॉडी. Let us see how it affects our mood as well as our behavior. So let us again visit what all it has the symptoms on our body. We have difficulty in breathing, we get panic attacks, blurred eyesight or sore eyes, sleep problems, change in sex drive, muscle aches and headaches, chest pains and high blood pressure, indigestion और heartburn. जो हमें कभी कभी आके जलना शुरू हो जाता है अचानक से. वी डोंट नो व्हाई इट इज हैपनिंग, बिकॉज हवा में कुछ नहीं है. इट कैन बी ड्यू टू स्ट्रेस. आपका जो स्लीप प्रॉब्लम्स है, आपको रात को नींद नहीं आती, या फिर आप देर रात तक करवटें बदलते हुए सिर्फ सोचते रहते हो, बिकॉज योर माइंड इज नॉट शटिंग डाउन. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ सिम्टम ऑफ स्ट्रेस. किसी किसी को अचानक से माइग्रेन शुरू हो जाता है विदाउट एनी रीजन, देयर इज नो ट्रिगर. व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑफ द स्ट्रेस. वी डोंट समटाइम्स वी डोंट रियलाइज कि हमें स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, बट यस इट डज हैपन. ऑन आवर मूड वी गेट वेरी इरिटेबल. सुबह सुबह उठ के ही चिड़चिड़ होना शुरू हो जाता है. वी फील दैट कि नहीं यार, आज का दिन क्यों है, हमें काम पे नहीं जाना, बस हो गया, या फिर आज ये ऐसे ही क्यों हो रहा है, ये नाश्ता क्यों बना है, यू नो, स्मॉल स्मॉल चीजों पे भी आप इरिटेट होना शुरू हो जाते हो. यू फील लॉस ऑफ कंट्रोल. आपको इंसोम्निया हो जाता है. इंसोम्निया वो स्टेट है जहाँ पे आप रात भर कितना help like sleeping pills and all. फटीग एंड एग्जॉशन होता है, लैक ऑफ कंसंट्रेशन, आप चीजें भूलना शुरू कर देते हो। काफी वक्त ये हो जाता है कि हम किसी रूम में एंटर होते हैं किसी काम के लिए, बट वी टेंड टू फॉरगेट कि हम किस लिए एंटर हुए हैं। दैट इज ऑल्सो ड्यू टू स्ट्रेस। बैकग्राउंड में स्ट्रेस चलता रहता है, वी द टाइम वी रियलाइज दैट वी आर स्ट्रेस, इट्स टू लेट, we get into depression. It also again depends upon how strong your mind is to get into the depression. Restlessness. Uh, a simple example, which is a very common example, if I can give, हम काम करते रहते हैं, कुछ भी किसी भी चीज में हो, हम खाना बना रहे हैं या फिर कंप्यूटर पे काम कर रहे हैं, we tend to keep on checking our phone regularly all the time. अभी रील देख लिया एक 10 मिनट, हमारा माइंड जो है उस वक्त जो उस काम में कॉन्सेंट्रेट ना करते हुए बार बार वी ट्राई टू गेट इनटू वन स्टिमुलस which is very handy, our phone. So that is a symptom of stress, which is restlessness. We don't have motivation, we always have lack of motivation कि नहीं यार ये करते चलो बाद में करते हैं, we try to procrastinate things. On our behavior, we become angry, impatient, wound up, हम overburdened, overwhelmed लगते हैं, हमें घर से निकल के बाहर मार्केट में जाके सब्जी लेने के लिए भी हम आलस करते हैं. It is not actually your laziness. You have become overburdened with the things which are there in your hand at the moment, and hence you feel overwhelmed. आपको आप एंशियस हो जाते हैं, नर्वस हो जाते हैं, लोगों से बात करने में आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहता है, आपको लोगों से मिलने में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहता है, यू बिकम अनइंटरेस्टेड इन योर लाइफ. आपके दिमाग में थॉट्स चलते रहते हैं विच यू कांट शट ऑफ. अगर आपने बंद भी कर दिया, अगले 2 मिनट में वो फिर से थॉट्स चालू हो जाते हैं. आप खुद की लाइफ को जितना आप एंजॉय करना चाहते हो आप नहीं कर सकते हो, नहीं कर पाते हो, एंड यू जस्ट एंड अप हैविंग ओनली सैटरडे एंड संडे टू एंजॉय योर सेल्फ, जिसमें आप आधा दिन सोने की कोशिश में निकाल देते हो बिकॉज आप सुबह सुबह ही सो पाए हो. Like you have lost your sense of. Sorry, किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन
on the number of 4659. I'm very on 2 minutes.
शिवराज जी म्यूट कर दो उनको, सुहासिनी जी. Please everyone keep your mic off to run the class without any disruption.
Yeah, I have muted that person. Okay, thank you so much. Let's move ahead and try to see, understand one more aspect of the stress. We all know कि हमें स्ट्रेस होता है, दिस इज ट्रू, एंड स्ट्रेस के वजह से इफेक्ट्स है, ठीक है चलो मान लिया. बट अगर स्ट्रेस इतना बुरा है, देन इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस व्हाई इज इट देयर? बिकॉज ऐसा तो नहीं है स्ट्रेस के लिए हमने बाहर से कुछ लाया है, हमारी बॉडी हमें रिस्पॉन्स दे रही है स्ट्रेस का. सो व्हाई इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस आवर बॉडी हैज डेवलप्ड दिस stress responses. So let's go a bit back. काफी थोड़ा पीछे चले जाते हैं आदि मानव या स्टोन एज एरा में, जहाँ पे डेफिनेटली काम का तो स्ट्रेस नहीं था, ना ही फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेस था. द मोर स्ट्रेस वाज ड्यू टू द नेचुरल कैलामिटीज के वॉल्केनो इरप्ट हो गया, अर्थक्वेक आ गया, स्टॉर्म्स आ गए, कोई जंगली जानवर आ गया, राइट? तो इंसान जो है उस वक्त, अगर सपोज लेट्स कंसिडर दिस एग्जांपल कि हम आदि मानव है एंड वी आर स्टैंडिंग जस्ट विद आवर फैमिली एंड ऑल, वी आर हैविंग सम गुड टाइम. अचानक से एक शेर आ गया. सो व्हाट विल यू डू? Your body need to have a response, so that either you decide that you would fight with that share or flight, या फिर भाग जाओ आप वहां से. for your safety. Otherwise, what will happen
हाँ
is
अरे
फिर आपको खा जाएगा.
4659 अब कुछ नहीं हुआ
Okay, so that is the reason why your body has this particular system, which is known as your sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, which we combinedly call as autonomic nervous system. So जब भी ऐसी कोई आपत्ति आती है या प्रॉब्लम आता है, at that time what happens is our sympathetic nervous system gets activated, which prepares our body for the stress, which is fight or flight. So actually उसमें होता क्या है? As we have seen in our body, when ACTH hormone is secreted, it goes to our adrenal glands. Cortisol and adrenal is secreted, which gets into our blood, that we are now aware of. But what it does is it increases our heart rate, it increases our blood pressure, and it decreases our digestion. Why? तो जब हमें भागना होता है या फाइट करना होता है, what we need is more energy in our limbs. When we say our limbs, our hands and our legs is our limbs. So more energy and the blood rush is required for in our hands and in our legs. So that's why the what body does, it decreases the digestion by giving the less energy to our digestion process, and it provides more energy to our hands and our legs. So this happens in sympathetic nervous system. And उस वो सिचुएशन जब खत्म हो जाती है, लाइक शेर या तो हमने शेर के साथ फाइट कर लिया या तो हम वहां से भाग गए. आफ्टर दैट पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंस, when we cool down, everything settles, our parasympathetic nervous system gets activated, which is rest and digest. When we cool down, सब कुछ शांत हो गया है, and we are resting at that time, our digestion starts to kick in, जो कि digestion का power हमारी body ने low कर दिया था, and our body returns to a calm state. हमारे growth hormones, जितने भी hormones हैं हमारे body में, it tends to return back. हमारा heart rate कम हो जाता है and हमारा blood pressure भी कम हो जाता है, and we get into the sleep mode or the very calm mode, and also our repair जो थोड़ा बहुत damage due to activation of sympathetic nervous system हुआ था, our body starts to repair itself. So this is the whole thing. But in reality, हमारे साथ आजकल क्या हो रहा है? We have been into activated sympathetic nervous system for so long कि हमारी बॉडी भूल चुकी है हाउ टू बी इनटू हाउ टू एक्टिवेट द पैरासिम्पैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम. इस वजह से we always are into sympathetic nervous system itself, with all the issues which we have highlighted before. Now let us understand what are the factors which are causing our stress. If we consider individual factors, it can be family issues, financial issues, और हमारी खुद की पर्सनालिटी भी, जहाँ पे हम चीजें बहुत पर्सनली लेते हैं in a good sense, but it tends to be taking toll on our mental health. Organizational factors भी हो सकते हैं, like task and role demands, interpersonal demands, organizational structure, leadership, organizational life stage. There can be environmental factors also, like economic environment, political environment, as well as the technology. Like a simple example, if I give of the technology, when the technology has been initially maybe 2 to 3 years ago, when our parents they felt the fear of missing out onto the technology because they were not using WhatsApp, UPI, Instagram, and all. So there was a phase of stress for them to use that technology so that they can be up with their kids and whatever their grandkids are doing. So they at least wanted to be with them, you know. So that was also one of the environmental factors which can cause stress. Then there can be individual differences like the perception, uh, job experience, whether we are getting any social support from our friends or not, um, belief in locus of control, self efficacy, and hostility. So these uh, overall can be the factors which can cause you stress. Now, what does yoga scriptures mention about stress? Yoga specifically says that there are five clash, uh, or miseries which causes stress. So in this five kleshas, one which is the most important thing, and it's the root of the other klesha, is avidya or ignorance. So when we say avidya, what is it? Where we cannot differentiate what is true and what is false is known as avidya. Now we can say कि अरे कैसे मैं सच झूठ में पता नहीं कर सकता. I know what is true and what is false, but it's not that simple all the time. So if we want to give an example of avidya, we think, uh, let's say कि मुझे तो सब आता है, you know, that it's a simple thing. मुझे सब आता है, मैं क्यों सीखूं? That can happen, right? But there is so many things where you are not even aware of. Possibly आपको हो सकता है it is not required for you at this particular moment, or maybe you are not aware about what other person is thinking. But when we get into this ignorance के नहीं नहीं, we know everything, it happens according to us, that becomes your avidya. And from there we also get into rag, which is attachment with the things we like most. If we talk from the in respect of work, with we are so much attached to the designation or the role, uh, or simply let's take the chair where you on which you sit daily. अगर वो भी change हो जाता है, you are not able to adjust for that particular day. So that is also a stressful situation because you are attached to that particular chair, you know. Then can be asmita, which is also known as ego or I amness, where you tend to believe अरे मैंने जो बोला है वो ही सही है. It happens even at our home, right? कि मैंने जो बोला है वो क्यों नहीं कर रही है, वो ही सही होना है, वो ही सही है. Do it as per what I am saying. You tend to fall if you don't do, right? So that is ego. Dvesh, aversion for the things we dislike. Simple example if I want to give you of dvesh, कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं जो हमारे आसपास होने से भी वी टेंड टू फील वेरी डिस्कम्फर्ट, स्ट्रेस. वो हमें कुछ करते नहीं है, बट देयर वाइफ डजंट मैच विद अस, यू नो, एंड वी टेंड टू डिसलाइक दैट पर्सन. उनके रहने से हम वहां से निकल जाते हैं. सो दैट unnecessarily cause us stress. And then is the abhinivesh, or fear of losing life, not only life but fear of losing everything which we are, you know, we are feeling close to it, जो हमें काफी नजदीक है. we उस उस चीज को, उस व्यक्ति को भी खोने से हमें बहुत डर लगता है, you know, that is abhinivesh. So yoga scripture mention these five things, or panchaklesha, as the cause of stress. Now, how to manage stress? Because we have been talking about क्यों होता है, कैसे होता है, कैसे हमें पता चलता है, and all those things. But there has to be some solution for it, right? As we know, stress is a natural part of everyone's life. We cannot run away from it, right? क्योंकि हमें हमेशा ही कभी ना कोई सिचुएशन में तो स्ट्रेस होगा ही. इट कैन बी अ शॉर्ट टर्म और अ लॉन्ग टर्म, एंड वी हैव अ डिफरेंट रीजंस टू फील स्ट्रेस, बिकॉज हमारा हर एक का तरीका अलग होता है टू डील विद इट. सम हैव हेल्दी वेज एंड सम आर नॉट सो हेल्दी वेज, लाइक वी टेंड टू get into alcohol, smoking, and in the worst case, drugs also. Now, changes to your diet can also make some difference to your general mood and sense of well-being. Uh, अगर डाइट के बारे में मैं बात करूं, तो हैव यू एवर ऑब्जर्व्ड योरसेल्फ जहां पे आप फॉर एग्जांपल आप जंक कुछ खाते हो, पिज्जा हुआ या बर्गर हुआ या और भी कुछ, मे बी पाव भाजी हुआ, या बहुत ज्यादा आपने नॉनवेज खा लिया. उस वक्त आपको अच्छा लगता है खाने के लिए बिकॉज योर टेस्ट बड्स आर आस्किंग फॉर इट. बट आफ्टर ईटिंग इट, मे बी आफ्टर कपल ऑफ आवर्स यू टेंड टू फील वेरी हैवी. आपको ऐसा आलस जैसा, फटीग जैसा महसूस होता है. यू डोंट फील एनर्जेटिक. Why? Because your diet also plays important role in your general mood and well-being. Lifestyle changes such as improving sleep habits, having social support like your friends and family, talking to them, using stress reduction techniques, and regular exercises does help. While some of us prefer to sweat it out with exercise, others may prefer a comparatively relaxing approach like yoga, pranayam, meditation, and mudras. So here is a short way to how to deal with stress. If we talk about the long term, we can inculcate our practices like exercising regularly, eating well, practicing mindfulness. जो भी हम काम करते हैं, हमारा माइंड पूरी तरह से उसी में रख के, उसमें घुस के करना पड़े. प्रैक्टिसिंग रिलैक्सेशन टेक्निक्स. और अगर हम शॉर्ट टर्म की बात करें कि तुरंत हमें स्ट्रेस से कुछ रिलीफ चाहिए है, obviously the result would also be short term, but you still have those bouts of activating that parasympathetic nervous system, like take a walk, practice deep breathing, using aromatherapy, or get a hug from a loved one. Uh, at home, what we can do is express ourselves. It is our family, and when we express ourselves, they will understand because they love you. Most of the time, we think, अरे नहीं यार, ये बताने से उसको भी टेंशन आ जाएगा, मैं क्यों बताऊं, मैं अपने में ही रखता हूँ. That happen almost 90% of the time. But when you express yourself, people do support you, and it is a practical experience from which I am telling you. You take action, make a plan, what can be done, get organized, create your own space. Try to have your own space where you can think uh, कि क्या होना चाहिए, क्या नहीं होना चाहिए. Talk to your family and ask for them, like मुझे एक आधा घंटा चाहिए है where I want to sit and think about the stuff. They do understand. At work, understand the expectation from your bosses. Avoid multitasking. Multitasking is uh, it's not a good approach for the long term productivity, because हमारा mind जो है, it doesn't work in the multi level, it only works in the single level. वो थोड़ा टाइम इसको देता है, थोड़ा टाइम इसको देता है, थोड़ा टाइम अगले टास्क को देता है, बट वी टेंड टू थिंक वी आर डूइंग मल्टीटास्किंग एंड वी डू नथिंग प्रोडक्टिव देयर. मिनिमाइज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. अगर किसी के साथ भी आपकी बनती नहीं है, तो टॉक टू देम व्हाई इट इज हैपनिंग. इफ स्टिल द थिंग्स डोंट वर्क, make a safe distance and inform others that the things are not working between that person and you, and try to find solution of it. Get comfortable with the work you have. In the relationship, remove external stressors. get to the root of the problem. Most of the time we don't get into it, we don't talk. uh, Save time for yourself. See, being in relationship does not mean that you both, and it can be of any relationship, that you both are need to be there for each other every time. Everyone needs their own space. So to rejuvenate, and to bounce back, save some time for yourself also when you detach, and then you come back. Improve your communication skills. The more you communicate, the more clarity there will be. So stress management skills, as we mentioned, just summary of that. We can create a friendly social network where we are connected to few but good friends. We reduce the noise. What is not required, we just eliminate it. Self limitations, we overcome the self limitation, what we think about ourselves, कि हम ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते, आप सब कुछ कर सकते हो. It is just need to be planned. अगर कोई भी कमी है आपके skills में, you can learn and get into it. You do regular exercises, you have a healthy diet, you do a proper sleep, you do have a proper sleep cycle, maintain it, like going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. You you do time management. You schedule your day so that you don't feel overwhelmed or overburdened with the activities, whichever you need to be doing in that particular day. And last but not the least, you get into the meditation practice, which will, so one thing here is, whenever you are getting into meditation practice, immediately your parasympathetic nervous system gets activated. And we have all seen now that why the parasympathetic nervous system is required for our body. These are some foods to reduce stress. You can have cherries, bananas, lemons, broccoli, cabbage, garlic, salmon, apple, nuts and seeds, and asparagus. This is just a glimpse of what can be had. However, having a balanced diet does much help in reducing your stress. Have warm, homely cooked meals that goes in a longer run, providing a better health, not only physically but mentally too. Now, let us understand the benefits of yoga and meditation for stress management. Yoga and meditation, as well as the pranayam, gives you the benefits in three levels: one, physical level, mental level, and third is the emotional well being. When we talk about physical well being, we see maintaining adrenal, hypothalamic, and sympathetic nervous system, like आपका जो एड्रिनल ग्लैंड्स का सिक्रीशन था वो कम करता है. आपका सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम जो है उसको शांत करके पैरासिम्पैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम एक्टिवेट करता है. इट लोअर द cortisol hormone. इट कंट्रोल्स योर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक. जो आप स्ट्रेस में बहुत ज्यादा हैवी ब्रीदिंग करते हो वो कम हो जाता है. इट रिलीजेस टॉक्सिन्स by stimulating the lymphatic system. It improves your respiratory health. It reduces chronic and systemic inflammation. So what happens whenever we are into stress? We tend to have inflammation inside our body because अंदर का environment is not good, right? Because of the stress which has been created because of the hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. So with yoga, you tend to reduce that. हमारे इम्यूनिटी बढ़ती है एंड आपके इम्यून सेल्स जो है बेहतर फंक्शन करना शुरू करते हैं. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द मेंटल वेल-बीइंग, इट इम्प्रूव्स योर कंसंट्रेशन, मेमोरी, focus and attention. Emotionally, it reduces stress, anxiety and depression. So when we talk about yoga, uh, generally we only think asanas and pranayam or maybe some bit of meditation is what yoga is about. But there is more to yoga, and let us start by understanding what are the parts of the yoga and how we can inculcate in our life. फर्स्ट जैसे आज हमने स्टार्टिंग में प्रेयर किया, नॉट नेसेसरी आपका जो प्रेयर है इट नीड्स टू बी रिलेटेड टू एनी पर्टिकुलर गॉड. इट कैन बी एज सिंपल एज कि आप दूसरे लोगों की भलाई चाहते हो, वेयर यू फील कंटेंट, happy about others happiness, you know. So why we need to be doing prayer each day? Because prayer invites the Holy Spirit into your life. It restores your soul, because if we tend to being very happy about it, you feel calm. It helps you find the direction in your life. It gives you a better sense of self. It reduces stress. It's good for your heart. Prayer improves your attitude. Prayer helps you express the gratitude, and it also helps you to give and receive forgiveness. But we hardly do the prayer, right? Now let us understand the other aspect of yoga, which is Shat Kriya. Now, what is Shat Kriya? Shat means six, Kriya means action. So Shat Kriya literally means six actions. And what is the importance of this particular six actions in yoga is it cleanses our body from within, so that our body uh, becomes charged up, so that it can accept whatever the benefits which we want to give to it through our asanas and pranayam. So these six actions helpful in cleansing the body from within to prepare us for the other practices like asanas and pranayam. The impurities or toxins which we need to clean are mucus, accumulated excess acid जो हमारे acidity बढ़ाती है, and the indigested food from our body. Then it is what are the Shatkriyas? It is Dhoti, Neti, Basti, Noli, Trataka, and Kapalabhati are the six Shatkriyas which are mentioned in our scriptures. I am very sure that you are very much aware about Kapalbhati, because it is very famous. And one second, some noise. Okay, right, yeah. But for our stress management yoga camp, we are going to be doing three Shatkriyas, which is Kapalabhati, Trataka, and Noli. Tratak is basically the candle gazing. It is Shatkriya, which we can do as a meditation also. So we'll do it as part of our next 4 days. And Noli is also one of the Shatkriyas. And in Noli, we are going to do a very basic version of Noli, because Noli as itself is an advanced practice. And we are going to do Agnisan, the beginner's level of Noli. Then we also would be doing Sukshma Vyayam, where Sukshma Vyayam is basically, if you want to understand, we can loosely translate it into warm up, which we do generally before the start of the exercise. But the major reason why we want to do Sukshma Vyayam is to develop awareness. It's a preparatory practice. It opens up all your major joints so that you can get into asanas more efficiently, and you uh, tend to reduce the level of injuries when you do the asanas. It relaxes the muscles of the body. It can be practiced by everyone. It can be practiced by the beginner or the advanced, young or elderly. Anyone with any health issues can do that, do the practice of Sukshma Vyayam. And by those who are recovering with disease condition, it helps in the toning of the body, and it also decreases the vat accumulation in our body, because generally when we are stressed, we tend to accumulate more of vat in our body. It decreases that because we do more of movements. It vat moves out of our body. We are also going to do Surya Namaskar. I'm sure most of the people have heard about it. Uh, and definitely we are going to practice Surya Namaskar as part of our yoga camp for stress management. Um, However, there would be a minor change, or a minor thing which we need to be considering when we are doing Surya Namaskars for the stress management is we are going to do this in a slow manner, so that our body doesn't get into the stress, a physical stress of moving fast, and our breath becomes restricted. These are the few asanas which we are going to do as part of our stress management can. Like we are going to do Marjory Asana, Vrikshasan, Trikonasan, Veerbhadrasan, Hastapadasan, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Ustrasan, Veerasan, Baddha Konasana, Janu Shirsasan, Paschimottanasana, Uttana Shishoasana, Bhujangasana, Dhanurasana, Setubandhasana, Matsyasana, Ananda Balasana, Pavan Muktasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, Ardha Halasana, Shashankasana, and also Sarvangasana. But don't Supta Matsyandrasana and also Shavasana. Don't get overwhelmed with these asanas if you are a beginner, because every asana has the levels, and it is not required for you to be flexible or a pro in yoga to do these asanas. You can start with very basic, and keep on progressing on it. So that we are going to learn for the next 4 days how we can understand our body and get into the levels in which we are and how to progress on. We are also going to do pranayama specifically for the stress management, like we are going to do Anulom Vilom. I'm pretty sure this is quite famous practice of pranayam. We are going to do Brahmari, Chandra Bedana, Brastika, Ujjayi Pranayam, sectional breathing, as well as yogic breathing. As part of bandhas, we are going to do Jalandhar Bandh, which will help us in resting. It reduces the resting heart rate and stress. It lowers the blood pressure. It improves our thyroid function and metabolism. It improves our breath retention capacity. When we'll do this, we'll get into more depth of how we can do the Jalandhar Bandh. These are few mudras which we can use at the time when we are doing meditation practice or the pranayam practice. So we have Gyan Mudra, we have Dharma Chakra Mudra, we have Naga Mudra, we also have Lotus Mudra. Last but not the least, we are also going to do meditation as part of the stress management, where we are going to have the 4 days, like from tomorrow till Friday. Each day we are picking up different meditation practice which you can take with yourself after learning here, and keep on continually doing this whichever suits you best, because every individual is different, and not every meditation practice helps you helps equally to everyone. So everyone has their own set of the meditation practices. We are going to do breathing awareness. We are going to do japa meditation, nispan bow meditation, and also we are going to do yoga nidra. So here we come to the end of our uh, presentation. So I'm happy to take any questions if you have. So let me know. Does anyone have any questions regarding how and what is happening and like what comes in the next 4 days? Okay. As I said, there would be the feedback form which you need to be filling in as part of this particular yoga camp. So I'm providing that in 1 second in the chat box. So please fill this because as I said, this takes only a couple of minutes, but it is very crucial for us to improve. So yes, I received one question. What comes in next 4 days? Yes. So as I said that next 4 days would be where it would be practical, where we are going to do Shatkarmas, we are going to do Sukshma Vyayam, Surya Namaskar, Asanas, Pranayam, Bandhas Mudras, as well as the meditation practice. However, because we are doing the yoga for stress management, so it would be more of meditation, pranayam. However, we try to give the equal importance to asanas as well as the other practices. I hope that answers the question. Any other questions? Do let me know. You can unmute yourself and talk about it. Okay. So I believe that everyone uh, would be coming back tomorrow and get the benefit of this particular yoga camp in your life and implement it. So I thank you all for your patience and giving your time. But don't block much of your time because anyways we are now by the end of the session it is already 9:30. I see you tomorrow. Namaste and have
Ending
a good
prayer. Ending prayer. Ending prayer.
yeah. So we can
Thank
end
you,
it.
ma'am.
Yeah, we can end it with the last ending prayer. So joining our hands together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All have a good day. Thank you and bye.